Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. We are from Group C. There are me, Mutafiqah Dian Septiafani, and my friends is Nurul Suryadi and Nurul Aziza. We will discuss a presentation about the material of the second meetings, talking about the principles of language assessment. So here the material. Okay, the principle of language assessment. There are have ways to establish validity. Above Brown 24. There has validity, reliability, practicality, authenticity, and worship. So, the first we are talking about the validity. Validity of a test is the extent to which it exactly measures what it's supposed to measure. That is according from Hughes 23. And from Hitton 1990, a test must aim to provide a true measure of the particular skill which it is intended to measure, not to the extent that it measures external knowledge and other skills at the same time. For example, if a student is given a reading test about metamorphosis of a butterfly, a valid test will measure the reading ability, such as identifying general or specific information of the text, not his or her prior knowledge of biology about the metamorphosis of a butterfly. The test should make the student rely on his or her reading ability to complete the test. Based on Brown 24, propose 5 ways to establish validity. There are: first is content validity, criterion validity, construct validity, consequential validity, and the last is phase validity. Okay, we are talking about the first kind is content validity. The correlation between the contents of the test and the language skills, structures, and etc., which is meant to be measured, has to be crystal clear. And then the test items should really represent the course objective. The second is criterion validity. These kinds of validity emphasize on the relationships between the test score and the outcome. The test score should really represent the criterion that is intended to measure in the test. The third is construct validity. Construct validity refers to concepts or theories which are underlying the usage of certain ability, including language ability. Construct validity shows that the results of the really represents the same construct with the ability of the student which is being measured. And the fourth is consequential validity. Consequential validity to refer to the social consequences of using a particular test for a particular purpose. The use of a test is said to have consequential validity to the extent that society benefits from that use of the test. And the last is phase validity. A test is said to have phase validity if it looks to other testers, teachers, moderators, and students as if it measures what it's supposed to measure. The test can be judged to have phase validity by simply look at the items of the test. The next about the principle of language assessment is reliability. According to Groenland 1977, reliability refers to the consistency of the scores obtained. It means that if the test is administered to the same students on different occasions, this is with no language practice work taking place between these occasions, then it produces the same results. Reliability actually does not really deal with the test itself, but it deals with the result of the test. Then the test result should be consistent. According from Brown 24, reliability falls into four kinds. There are first student-related reliability, reliability. Third is test administration reliability, and the last is the test reliability.
Okay, hi, my name is Vela Suredi, NPM 22020040027. Okay, in here I will explain to you practically in language assessment. The definition of practically refers to the use of implementation and the logistical considerations involved in designing and administering assessment. Number one is time constraints. Assessment should fit within class schedules and not take too much time away from instruction. Number two, resource availability. Consider the material needed, example technologies, space, and whether they are accessible. And the last is ease of scoring. Example number one, quiz, portfolio assessment, and the last is peer assessment. Authenticity and language assessment. Number one, definition of authenticity refers to the degree to which assessment reflects real-world language use and the context in which learners will use the language. The next is characteristic. Number one, contextual relevance, and tasks should relate to real-life situation, making them more meaningful for learners. And the last is task validity. Assessment should allow learners to demonstrate their language skills in a way that mirror how they would use the language outside the classroom. Example, number 1, role playing, simulating conversation or situation. Example, ordering food in the restaurant allow learners to practice language in a context. Number two, project-based learning, creating presentation or report on topics of interest, engage students in using language authentically. And the last is listening to relive audio, using podcasts or new reports for listening comprehension tasks help learners engage with actual spoken language.
Okay, the next material continued by me, Aziza. It's what's back. In general terms, what's back means the effect of testing on teaching and learning. In large-scale assessment, it refers to the effect that tests have on instruction in the terms of how the student prepare for the test. While in classroom assessment, what's back means the beneficial information that was back to the students in the form of useful diagnosis of strengths and weakness. In enhancing what's back, the teacher should comment generously and specifically on test performance. Respond to as many details as possible, praise strengths, criticize weakness constructively, and give strategic hints to the improved performance. Next, the teachers should serve classroom tests as learning device through which what's-back is as if students' incorrect response can become windows of insight into further work. Their correct response need to be praised, especially when they represent accomplishments in a student interlanguage. What's-back enhance a number of basic principles of language acquisition: intrinsic motivation, autonomy, self-confidence, language ego, interlanguage, and strategic investment, among others. One way to enhance what's-back is to comment generously and specifically on test performance. What's-back implies the student have ready access to the teacher to discuss the feedback and evaluation he or she. Next, what's-back is different from feedback. Feedback is figures, letters, comments, or suggestions given to students' work so that the students know the quality of their works. However, good feedbacks can become positive what's-back. For example, when returning a student's work on writing, the teacher writes, "I like your writing. The content shows that you know much about the topic. The only thing you need to improve is spelling." When this feedback encourages the student to improve his or her spelling mastery, then teacher feedback has positive what's-back to the students.